Welcome to Nugget 56 with Steve Groman. This is also a replay of one of our Facebook Lives. It's the second one we did, and it talks about friends across the United States, including law enforcement and a seamstress. Here's that video.
Well, here we are with our update number 2 from around the country. No people in north, south, east, and west involved with this coronavirus stuff. But, as we start this one, I do want to mention that fear is should not be part of the picture. The Bible says that God does not give us a spirit of fear. Like I said in our Walk in Faith meetings, faith leads, but fear drives. And fear will drive people to do things that they would not normally do, and we certainly see that in the grocery stores and such. But faith leads. It will lead us into doing things the way that we should do it. Hebrews 4:16 says, "Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need." And we definitely have a time of need going on, as a matter of fact, in our country right now.
We have a pastor friend on an Indian nation in Arizona. I got a text from him last night saying that the whole government is shut down. Tell him about the lady that, she's like our favorite seamstress, and tell her about her mom.
She's making masks, as a matter of fact.
Really
using
pretty
it as
ones.
Nice ones, and she's using it as an outreach to gives a mask to somebody and gets a Bible study. So
right.
do what you
Praise
can, praise with them and such. So that's kind of neat.
And it's kind of sad because her 84-year-old mother is in a nursing home and she can't even go visit her. She went out to our meetings and she wasn't a Christian at all, and she saw through the meetings that God was real.
That was really a neat thing.
Again
She was born again
at 84.
At
That
84
was
years
exciting
of
for the
age,
mom, for our friend,
Yes,
the seamstress, because
very
she's been
exciting for her.
witnessing to her mom for 30 years. And then also we have a friend that owns ferry service.
Yeah, he has a ferry service and runs a barge and runs a boat ferry service back and forth, and had to shut down everything. Everybody's income is affected. Everybody's job, it seems, is affected, unless you work for a handful of stores these days.
Just transport critical things.
But he's just going to transport critical needs to the community and back. Just standard traffic is a thing of the past for right now anyway.
And we've heard about National Guard in the Midwest.
Some friends of ours, the National Guard is staged less than 5 miles away from their house at the fairgrounds, ready for just in case. And Deputy Sheriff we talked with, and he was saying that some very serious and sobering things could very well likely take place because the virus gets into. And by the way, talking about the virus, a lot of people have a lot of views about the thing. We're just giving you some examples of things that we know of, things that people have been affected by in one way or another. But anyway, they're talking about letting some of the inmates out just to stop the spread in the system. Which seems like a silly, bad thing to me. But also a couple of the deputies have already come down with the coronavirus. And so, it affects everybody. And,
we have a pastor friend that's actually been tested
pastor
positive.
Friend, he's doing fine, yes.
Right. We don't hear about that. We don't hear
right.
about the recoveries and that people are
we
doing
don't hear much
fine.
about
We just hear
recoveries.
the bad. So try and follow up on when you hear of a case, find out what happened to that person.
Yeah,
and you'll see that they are recovering and they're doing fine, and it'll give you some relief and some confidence in what's going on.
At the White House conference this morning, they gave an example of a 90-plus-year-old woman that had it, and she's recovering well. So, there are, we hear that it affects elderly people, and no doubt it would with their weakened immune systems, so to speak. But even at that, some of the older people, older meaning above 65, I think is a line, but where they call. But they're recovering fine too. So again, there's nothing. Fear should not be part of the equation because our bodies respond to that, and we just know God has His hand in everything in our lives, and do what we need to do health-wise, and it's going to be okay.
And we have a friend that works at a nursing home. He's actually the chef at the nursing home in New England.
Yeah, they take his temperature every and when they enter the building, they take temperature, and then they have to fill out paperwork that says. That they don't have any cough, sneeze.
They haven't been in any
feeling
groups,
ill
large
or
groups
anything.
or anything.
Haven't been in big.
So they're trying to do the
groups.
best they can.
They're doing the best they can with what they have to work with.
But he's got to cook and feed everyone. And he could have just quit. But no, he cared about these people. He's like, no, I'm going to drive an hour to my job and I'm going to feed these people.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a friend that has a scheduled mission trip and flying back home today. His dad needs to go pick him up at the airport, and just a lot of things like that cause tension with people, obviously, because
being at one of the biggest airports in the
country, and uprooted lives for a short time anyway.
But we want to ask you to pray for the law enforcement. All of us know
all
law
first responders in general,
officers.
EMS,
we have friends in the FBI, DPS, county, city,
Yeah, just about every
we
federal
probably even know it's
agency
dog
you know.
catcher. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Imagine every agency you can think of, and they are on the front line, and it's all hands on deck for people. Not just the risk of the disease itself, but also the risk of what people can do in a panic situation. And things can get out of hand real fast for those people. So, yeah, pray for those people.
And the Border Patrol.
And the Border
we
Patrol.
have a lot of Border Patrol friends. And
yes.
every time we go through Border Patrol, we always tell them, we are praying for you guys. Stay safe.
Yeah, appreciate what you're doing. Stay safe.
We've had a really good friend. He's been threatened by, when he pulled somebody over, they told him that they had an infectious disease and caused chaos in his life. And I think that a lot of people could probably use this to instill fear in officers or first responders. So
even if it's not true.
EMS and nursing. We have a lot of friends that are nurses, and they're going to the emergency room and working their shifts. We just ask you to pray for everybody.
Yeah.
We'll give you an update as we can on just some real people and real lives and how they're being affected.
Yeah, not just pray for our own families and such, which we certainly need to do that, and for our own church, and be faithful to your church, even if it is going to be online, and financially support the church and the evangelists and the missionaries, and like we're talking about the first responders, the people who are putting their lives on the line to help us, and for our president and for the task force, and just everything. Keep them in prayer, and if you have any amazing testimonies, let us know.
Again, keep in touch with us and watch our nuggets. We put up a nugget
watch our nuggets.
Every weekday, and just something to divert your attention from the news. And
we're trying to stay as normal as we
those.
can be on those at least.
Share those nuggets and tell people
Yes.
their words of encouragement and things about our Creator and the great creation.
And today's Saturday travel post. We're still
Right.
putting
I
those
thought,
up too.
I'm not going to do a travel tip, but I thought, you know what?
We're going to
My
stay as
Mr.
normal
Buff
as we
friends,
can, as best as we can.
they'll enjoy them.
We might need a little, I don't know, humor relief from time to time. So anyway, until next time,
Thanks.
appreciate it.
And we want to thank you for those of you who have been watching our Facebook Lives and supporting us in that way. And we want to thank those of you who have supported us financially during this really rough time for us. We are supposed to be doing meetings in Oregon and Washington over the next month or two, but all those meetings have been canceled, which means no finance. If you can help us, we certainly appreciate it. If you can't help us financially, we appreciate your prayers, telling people about our social media, our Facebook pages, and this YouTube channel. Help us spread the word during these different times in the United States. Thank you.